right, welcome to week number 5. We're at the midway point. Um, I know week 4 was quite labor intensive with a couple of papers and also the video check-in. So week 5 is not as labor intensive, but also make sure you spend plenty of time this week on the Uber presentation, as well as there's a quiz. What I can do is on Saturday I can schedule a quick 30-minute touch base, and we can also take time to review the quiz. I'll get that scheduled and sent out to everybody a little later today. So again, that would be a voluntary type situation. Please don't forget your readings, as well as also the Excel course that's due in week 10. That take you about 4.5 to 5 hours start to finish. So don't overlook that. The final thing is just remember next week, project 2 is due. So if you have some free time in week 5, make sure that you go ahead and focus on next week and then the project that's due. So let's quickly talk about the Uber presentation, and let's go over it real quick in details. So again, on Uber, pretty straightforward. You need to do 5 to 7 PowerPoint slides. They need to be kind of crisp, concise, and think of yourself as the consultant. You're taking Uber's data and you're saying this is why Uber is successful. These are the items that the Uber's focusing on. So always do 2 things. One is always read the requirements of what you need to do. And 2 is read the rubric and follow the rubric. You know, what's Uber's key financial performance indicators? How do they identify organization and financial success, right? And again, this is 5 to 7 slides. Try to do these as a boardroom pitch, which means there's not a lot of words on slides. It's not overly wordy. It's very focused, graphically driven. What I'll do is I'll also post a link to an ex-McKinsey consultant, and he's got a couple of YouTube videos that can help you lay out the slides. And keep in mind, doing a slide can take just as long as doing a written paper, if not sometimes longer, because you're trying to get a message that's very impactful, and you want that to hit home and to drive management to make the decision that you're recommending, right? So a couple of resources here. If once you get into the task, you can say there's a section in here for investor info. Most people immediately goes to the annual report. I want to look at the annual report. Sometimes the annual report's great. Other times you always want to look for these things called supplemental data. And what supplemental data is stuff that doesn't make it into the annual report, or is these great little nuggets of data that can help you. It can show you trends such as gross bookings, adjusted earnings before taxes and amortization. It can also show, like this, they're showing differences between Sydney and New York, right? Profitable markets, that sort of thing. So this is the kind of presentation I'm looking for from you. I'm really looking for a very impactful, driven presentation. And as you can see on these slides, there's not lots of words on them. There's graphs, there's key numbers, there's key takeaways. Same sort of thing here. Even though it's a bad story, they're losing a lot of money. They're losing less money, which is also, a good story as well. So take some time and read through this. Don't overlook the supplemental financial information of any company. It's the things that's not required in the financial statements by the SEC requirements. But boy, there's a lot of good detail in here. A lot of good information that you could use to build your slides with. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll try to get all of your grades back to you this week. A lot of stuff to grade and a lot of stuff to go over. So I'll try to get that back to you as soon as possible. And I'll also schedule a quick review on Saturday for half an hour. That's voluntary if you guys want to go over the quiz. So, and any other thing. So, have a great week 5, and let's stay focused. Let's keep going.